Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Tanya, or TitaniumBuilt, whichever you prefer. Good to see we've got some people in the chat already this morning. I'm on time. Let me turn my camera on there. If you guys could, as you guys are coming in, just smash that like button. It really does help the channel. It helps it get into the algorithm. That way more people will come in and they'll enjoy the chat with us. I do have it on subscriber only mode right now, just so that way, you know, bots and stuff don't get in the chat. But you can just subscribe to the channel. You don't have to be a subscriber for any amount of time, and then you can chat with us. So we would love to have you in the chat. Let us know where you're from. Maybe if it's warm there, because it's not warm here. Today it's 27 degrees where I'm at. It's so cold. But I decided to wear a t-shirt anyway. So, and if you like my t-shirt, I actually have it at my store. So I'm going to put my store banner on really quick. It just says Small Town Girl. I'll like back up a little bit, move the microphone a little bit. It's just a cute little graphic tee I have in my store. So I figured I would show you guys because I feel like a lot of us are from small towns actually in here. So I can just go through the chat really quick. We are going to talk about the Idaho case today. There's been some new documents that have been like sent in, and then also today or yesterday or the day before maybe BTK, the serial killer. He was known for bind, torture, kill. He came out with a statement regarding Bryan Kohberger. In the beginning of this case, I don't know, not in the beginning, but the beginning of when Bryan Kohberger was arrested, I don't know if you guys remember, but BTK came out and said, like, he didn't know the guy. He had never, like, traded notes with him or letters or anything in jail. So he came back out and he decided to say something different. So I think that he's just trying to live in the limelight, I guess you would say. So Nikki, you're in the hospital still? That's awful. I hope you're feeling okay, even though you're in the hospital. And hospital food's the worst. It's the worst. I've been there. When I was in the hospital, they gave me a refrigerator because I was there for so long. And my mouth was wired shut. Perfect, right? So I wouldn't eat the pureed food at the hospital. It just looked really bad. It looked like sponges. So my friends and my mom would bring me stuff to put in my fridge, and then I would eat it that way. So maybe they can give you a fridge and you can just be like, hey, I'll make my own food. Canada, -30. Okay, Pam, you probably got the coldest weather out of everyone. -40, really? Oh, wait, okay. Oh, Nikki's at -40. I'm like, whoa. Oh, man. Wow. Okay, yeah. It was -35 here during Christmas time, and I was like, nope, not me. I had to go out, and I hated it. Oh, okay. Well, I hope that you feel better. Because, man, being in the hospital is awful. I'm going to go ahead and get right into some stuff. Because we have a lot. I have actually, I wanted to go over. So, today on the live, I wanted to go over a couple documents. And then I wanted to go over the interviews from the parents of the Idaho 4. I just wanted to go back over some of the interviews and see what they said in the interviews. Because I feel like maybe they left us little clues and we just didn't really know that they were there. Especially when it comes to Kaylee's family, which we'll probably do her family tomorrow. We're going to do Ethan and Maddie's families today. And it's nothing against the victims or anything like that. I don't want anyone to think we're trying to sleuth and try to find something. But I just wanted to hear them to see if maybe there was something we missed. So Teresa said, oh, Teresa, warm in 78. I was about to ask you. She's probably got the warmest weather. 78. Oh my gosh. I bet it's so nice. I bet that's so nice. So where should we start? We'll start over here. Let's see. If it'll let me. There it is. Okay. It's just out of order a little bit. Okay. So Kara Kernodle is Xana's mother. She was arrested. I thought. So I'm going to need your help with this one because this literally just came out. I'm going to actually show you the whole thing. So Jennifer Coffindaffer, if you don't know who that is, she's ex-FBI. She's on a lot of she does a lot of Twitter. She does a lot of true crime, and she puts it out on Twitter. She does a lot of interviews. She's been on News Nation, I think CNN, a couple of different places like that, just talks about different, cases and true crime since she's retired now. But she's been working the Idaho 4 case. And so this came out today. She said, update regarding Kara Kernodle. And so when I clicked on this, it just says her name, Kara, D. Kernodle. It has her booking number, intake day. So it says intake date, 1/31/2023 at 1:06 p.m. So to me, it looks like she was like, you know what I mean? Intake is like you're going into jail. Case bond is $250 and it's set by Airway. And then this is I think there's like another charge which she didn't add at all. I don't know if this is the whole report, but I couldn't find it anywhere else. I was trying to look for it right before the live. So I just wanted to let you guys know about this because I'm just like, what is this? And I could probably make it bigger for you guys because you can't really see it very well. Let's see if this will help. Okay, yeah. So this will make it bigger for you guys. And then I can scroll down. So yeah, it just says Kara Kernodle. Trying to see if it came up for you. Well, it comes up a little bit. It's weird that's like bigger on my screen than on yours. Okay, oh, that's why, because I didn't share it. Okay, there we go, Tanya. We'll get there. Kara's, so yes, it's Kara Kernodle. And then I can't click on the Vine link, but that Vine is normally for whenever a person goes into jail. So it's like a domestic violence incident, let's say, the man, let's say the man, and I'm just saying this, he goes to jail. Vine is set up for like victims. So like the woman, they will let her know, they will call her to let her know that the prisoner or the jailer is being released. It's just basically for, the safety of other people to let them know, kind of that they're, people are being released and stuff. So it just has our booking number, 230001336 intake day. It says 1/31/2023 at 1:06 p.m. So I'm assuming she went to jail. Case bond set at $250, set by Airway. And then that's the rest of the report. Criminal trespass of the first degree. I'm trying to read your chats as I do this. I'm trying to do both. Yeah, you've seen the court. I knew Teresa. I knew you would know. That's why I was like, I'm going to bring it to the table because I didn't really know for sure. Because when you look at this, okay, and I don't want to show all these names, but if you look under the jailers inside the jail, she's not there. I looked through all the C's or the K's. I'm sorry. And that's where she would be. So then I was like, okay, well, if she's not here, then where is she still wanted? And then, so I went over here and it says that she's still on the active warrant person list. So did they just not update the list yet? Do you guys think? And that's why she's still showing as being wanted. Oh, good morning, Annette. Good morning, Isabel. And good morning, Teresa and Nikki. I didn't even say good morning, really. Good morning, Daisy. And Ray just came in and crying with Kay. Everyone's here. I love that. So do you think that they probably just didn't update their booking? Because she's still there. I'm just wondering. Yeah, we're just getting started. The court document I have says trespassing charge. She has a long record. Yeah, I've heard that she has a record going back to 96 or something. So I feel so bad for Xana. I feel bad for her mom too, because it's terrible to have to be like that. But yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys because I wasn't sure. Because she's not in the booking, she's not in the jail. So maybe someone bonded her out. If her bond is only $250, I mean, oh, she was arrested in Spokane, Washington. Okay. I wonder, I wonder what's going to happen with her. I'm just curious, but that's what I wanted to show you because I just saw that and I was like, that's really weird. Also, if you're just now joining us, if you guys wouldn't mind just clicking the thumbs up button, it really does help the video. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, we would love to have you here. We do talk true crime every day, about 10:15, and then on the weekends, I go live like later on in the night. I may even go tonight as well. I don't know. We'll see. And then, so the next thing I wanted to show you was this here. So, I don't know if everyone's, aware of BTK, who he is, but he is a serial killer that was, he had a wife and a child that didn't even know about it. I think he was arrested in '06, I want to say. It's been a while. So he's been behind bars for a little while, living his life as a prisoner. And then comes Bryan Kohberger. So everyone thought that Bryan Kohberger, because one of his teachers at the university wrote a book, an autobiography on BTK, that the two were connected somehow. So everyone was assuming that Bryan Kohberger was sending BTK like letters in prison, and they were like, talking back and forth and all of that kind of stuff. But BTK came out and said, no, that's not true. I never have talked to him before. I've never talked to him. So now he comes back out and he's saying some more stuff, because I'm sure prison is boring. So why not, Oh, 2005? Okay, yeah. I knew it was something like around there. Actually, you know what? Let me go grab the water. I put a water in the freezer, and I forgot. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that. I'm gonna grab this water. It's like, ooh, it's really icy. I kind of forgot my water in the freezer. Whoops. So let me see here. Serial killers like the attention. Parker said, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Good morning. Oh, Toys R Us kid. I love that. Well, we love that you love it. And you should come in the chat. We're nice. We promise. We really do have yeah, you're right, Caroline. Bryan is nothing like BTK. And I think BTK is kind of just wanting us, he's just wanting some attention right now. Because, like I said, prison's probably pretty boring. But it does say, I think I don't know if this video goes on to say about, I don't know if I didn't watch the video. So we'll watch the video and we'll see if it's, if they talk about BTK. If not, I'll read the article for you guys. Oops.
That he studied under famed criminologist. Now want to go to.
Okay. It looks like they're going to talk about it. So let me get this up here for you guys.
What could be an intriguing connection here. We're learning more about criminology student Kohberger, including the fact that he studied under famed criminologist Dr. Catherine Ramsland. Ramsland has studied notorious serial killer Dennis Rader, also known as BTK, which stands for bind, torture, and kill. He has been convicted of killing several people between the years of 1974 and 1991. He was arrested more than 15 years ago. He's behind bars. Rader's daughter is Carrie Ralston. She says she's concerned her father may have been in contact with Kohberger. Carrie Ralston is my guest now, and good morning to you. A lot of confusion connections here. Just want to try and take it slow here, Carrie, okay? This teacher had a contact with your father as she was teaching in Lehigh, Pennsylvania, DeSales University. Now, Kohberger was studying for his PhD in the state of Washington. Why do you believe he had a connection to your infamous father, now in jail?
It's really common in general for people in the public or criminology students especially to correspond with my father via letters and sometimes talk to him on the phone. And since Dr. Ramsland had a long-term, several years, academic, intimate relationship with my father and a personal friendship, I wouldn't be surprised if Kohberger at least tried to contact my father or had contact. At this point, we don't have proof of it. We would need to see letters either at Kohberger's home or in my father's jail cell.
Wow, so that physical evidence may be out there. It has not been confirmed, but maybe it's a possibility as you express here. Your father studied criminal justice at Wichita State. And then you say he went on to continue studying about his own crimes. Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, so my father's first murders were the 4 members of the Otero family in January of '74. Then he quickly entered into the criminal justice undergrad program at Wichita State University in Wichita, Kansas. So he was a student mainly taking night classes at Wichita State for several years while continually committing BTK murders, committing a total of 7 in the 1970s before I was born. And then he was sort of a prolific student of his own after he graduated. As I was growing up, he always had like true crime books in his house. And when I got older, I was at least able to share like fiction with him. Since he's been in prison, he said he's been trying to understand what's wrong with him, and he's been a prolific studier of himself and other serial killers.
Carrie,
and then he went on.
Yeah, can I ask you this then? Why is it that students would reach out to your father? Why would professors reach out to the father, your father in this case?
Well, professors try to reach out to my father from an academic standpoint because it's rare to be able to pick the brain of a true psychopath and have them at least be willing to talk to you. Ramsland had developed a friendship with my father and then ended up publishing a book in 2016, a biography on my father that my father interviewed with intensively and massively had input into. It's basically a first-person account of his crimes. Students in general, sometimes they're even assigned to contact criminals as research projects or to develop their own research. I'm contacted pretty regularly by students asking me, can you get a hold of your father and have him return my letters?
Okay, but you don't have any proof that Kohberger reached out to your father. What you're trying to draw here is a connection through this professor. And has the professor said anything yet about this, Dr. Ramsland?
On Saturday, she made a public statement that she was not making public statements at this time, I believe due to her connection with DeSales University and her possible, legal connection here with Kohberger as being his professor in the master's program.
Is that the only, sorry, Carrie, is that the only connection that you're tying here? Or is there some measure of evidence that you have learned through the media over the past 7-8 weeks after these murders?
My first time I heard of any connection to Dr. Ramsland was after Kohberger's arrest. And then there's speculation about Kohberger's ties to my father, but we're going to have to wait, to see if anything comes out in trial or after.
This lady's his daughter's a little off, I feel like. I don't know. Just she's always on a podcast saying something. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
For the trial.
Okay, one question here.
She also said that she said the only way they're connected, there's no other way that there's proof of it is the teacher. That's the only link that they have. What the heck is going on? I don't know what I just did. So for them to say that, that's just weird to me. I don't know what I just did, guys. Sorry about that.
Now I want to go to what could be
in a personal friendship.
It's a possibility as you express here.
I like to hit the back button there.
Criminal justice, his own crimes.
Committing a total of 7 in the.
I just wanted to pause that, but like I was saying, so she said that they have there's another connection, but it's speculation. But there isn't another. No, there's not. The only connection is, the teacher that I am aware of. She only does Fox News, does she? I always see her, I don't know if it's the same channel, but I've seen her often, it seems like, after he's come out. I think I've seen her even on the ID channel. I think she did something. And I'll get it back to where we were.
Before I was born.
Or we'll just stay here.
And he was sort of a prolific student of his own after he graduated. As I was growing up, he always had true crime books in his house. And when I got older, I was at least able to share fiction with him. Since he's been in prison, he said he's been trying to understand what's wrong with him, and he's been a prolific studier of himself and other serial killers.
Carrie,
And then he went on.
Yeah, can I ask you this then? Why is it that students...
Her father also came out and said that he's had no contact with his wife or child since he's been arrested. But she's saying that this is what her dad said. So take that with a grain of salt as well. Because he has come out and said that he wishes his family would talk to him.
would reach out
I
to
wouldn't.
the father? Why would professors reach out to the father, your father in this case?
Well, professors try to reach out to my father from an academic standpoint because it's rare to be able to pick the brain of a true psychopath and have them at least be willing to talk to you. Ramsland had developed a friendship with my father and then ended up publishing a book in 2016, a biography on my father that my father interviewed with intensively and massively had input into. It's basically a first-person account of his crimes. Students in general, sometimes they're even assigned to contact criminals as research projects. Or to develop their own research. I'm contacted pretty regularly by students asking me, can you get a hold of your father and have him return my letters?
Okay, but you don't have any proof that Kohberger reached out to your father. What you're trying to draw here is a connection through this professor. And has the professor said anything yet about this, Dr. Ramsland?
On Saturday, she made a public statement that she was not making public statements at this time, I believe due to her connection with DeSales University and her possible, legal connection here with.
It's weird that she's saying that Dr. Ramsland just said this on Saturday that she's not making a public statement, because actually Dr. Ramsland said that a long time ago, that she wasn't making any public statements. What is going on? I just did it again. I didn't even touch anything, guys. Okay, let me get it to where we were. And then I'm just not going to touch it again.
Now I want to go to what could be an intriguing connection here. We're learning more about criminology student Kohberger, including the fact that he studied under famed criminologist Dr. Chapin. Evidence that you have learned through the media over the past 7-8 weeks after these murders.
My first time I heard of any connection to Dr. Ramsland was after Kohberger's arrest. And then there's speculation about Kohberger's ties to my father, but we're going to have to wait, to see if anything comes out in trial or after the trial.
Okay, one question here. The Kohberger family, the father drove in mid-December all the way across the country from the state of Washington to Pennsylvania. Here's a family statement. We fully cooperated with law enforcement agencies in an attempt to seek the truth and promote his presumption of innocence rather than judge unknown facts and make erroneous assumptions. Can you reflect on what the family's going through after your own experience? And you lived this, and you have not had contact with your dad in about 1.5 years.
I mean, as far as we know, his family is innocent. And so from my perspective of what my own family went through, it's basically utter hell. It's shock. I mean, they had a no-knock warrant come into their house in the middle of the night. They're probably still in shock, confused, grieving. It was reported that the mother and sister were upset at the hearing yesterday. It's a lot to process. You're trying to figure out how to pay for legal defense. You can't afford it. You're trying to answer questions to the FBI. You're trying to manage media, and you're trying to ask yourself what went wrong or what did I miss? And as parents, you're dealing with a massive amount of guilt, probably. It's a lot, and it's going to be a long time for them to find recovery.
Carrie, thank you for sharing your story. Carrie Ralston, it certainly is unique, and I know you have not had contact with your father since March of 2021. You got a court order to make sure that he cannot contact you again. We'll stay in touch and see whether or not your theory plays out. Thank you, Carrie, for your time today. Now I want to...
Whoops. I wanted to see. This came out February the 1st. This article did.
Now I want to go to what could be an intriguing connection here. We're learning more about
Just wanted
criminology
to
student Kohberger,
let you know,
including the fact that he studied under famed
I think someone thought it was old, but no, this one just came out last night, actually. I think it was like 9 o'clock at night, 9 something it said. So this is fairly new, or 2:49 p.m. And then we'll go ahead and go to the next thing I wanted to share with you guys. Oh, okay. I wonder why they, I thought that this one was a new one, and this is what everyone's been posting too. That's so crazy. Because she did do an old interview. Like, she came out in the beginning of the case and did an interview. Let me see really quick. So she's done one with News Nation, Fox News. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to really go through like every single video to try to find them, but I just wanted to show you guys that one because that's the one that I just saw yesterday. So I thought that it was brand new. So this is the new affidavit that's come out for Bryan Kohberger, and I just wanted to read through this with you guys. Give me just 1 second. Sorry. Let's see if we can find the original post. Okay. So this is going to be Bryan Kohberger's. I can't find the original, but this is going to be his response for a request for discovery. They don't have anything the state is asking for. So pretty much just going to kind of read through this with you guys. It just says, let me see if I can. This is as big as I can make it. But it just has this case number, defense response to plaintiff's request for discovery. Comes now Bryan C. Kohberger by and through their attorney of record Ann C. Taylor, public defender, and hereby submits the following response to plaintiff's request for discovery. There are no books, papers, documents, photographs, or copies or portions thereof in the possession of the defendant at this time, which will be submitted at the time of trial. The defendant may use any books, paper, documents, photographs, or copies or portions thereof which have been disclosed by the state in discovery materials. There are no results or reports or physical or mental examinations or scientific tests which are in the possession of the defendant at this time, which will be submitted at the time of trial. So apparently they don't have any, they haven't done any, they've had to done a mental exam on him. When they took him into jail, they had him in the turtle vest. For him to come out of that vest and go like, and to be into regular clothing, you have to be seen by a medical professional. And it can't just be a cop at the jail. It has to be an actual medical professional has to come in. I'm trying to read the chat too, sorry. It says the defendant may use the results or reports of physical or mental examinations or scientific tests which have been disclosed by the state in discovery materials. The defendant may also call as a witness people that were disclosed as a potential witness by the state and any other persons who are named by the state within other discovery materials. So they're pretty much saying that they want to be able to call the family, I'm assuming, whoever like, or let's say, sorry, let's say like Dylan. They're saying that they want to, be able to, have all that material and be able to talk to that person. They can call them as a witness. When available, the defendant will provide the names and addresses of any additional witnesses who will be called at the trial on behalf of the defendant. And then this was on 30th of January. But this just like came out yesterday that I saw. I have like a huge ice cube in here. This water's not coming out very good. Okay, so those are like I think those are all the documents I had to show you. And hi, Eastern Girl. Good morning, everybody. Again, that's coming in. If you guys are just now joining us, if you could like the video, that does send it to the algorithm. More people can come in and hang out with us. So that's what I'm ready to do. I'm ready to have like a bunch of people in here, all of us talking away. Yeah, we do have a good group. So if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, we'd love to have you. And then just please hit the like button. That's all I ask. Just a couple little things. We are talking about the Idaho 4 case. I went over a couple different things this morning. So far, we went over, BTK and the connection with Bryan Kohberger. And then we just read the discovery for, the defendant's response for the plaintiff's request for discovery. And then today I wanted to go through like the old interviews of the family and just kind of see if we missed anything in there and just kind of go back through them. Also, I asked you guys the last couple of days to subscribe to my Twitter and to my TikTok, and you guys have not disappointed. Like, I just want to thank you guys for that. I will put my banner up if you'd like to follow me over on Twitter or on TikTok. We'd love to have you over there. But you guys, yeah, you definitely didn't disappoint. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. So let's review, the parents' interviews. I wanted to do Ethan and Maddie's family today and see where we go from there. Also, I'm going to play one of the first video I want to play is of one of the friends. She's friends with Xana and Kaylee. And so that got me thinking. So I'm going to show you the interview and then we'll talk about it as we kind of just go through them. Since there's not a ton of new, brand new news going on. And we're just taking a little break from the Alex Murdaugh case. I heard there's a lot of stuff going off over there too. So let's play this. So this is going to be, this is a friend of the victims.
Continuing to cover this story from every angle, Grace Anderson.
Oh, and just to let you know, these are old interviews. So I don't want anyone to think like these are all brand new. These are older interviews that we're watching. We're just watching them again to see if we could pick up anything that we may have missed. I tried to make the videos go like in order too. So hopefully they're in like a chronological order as like, the parents came out and started talking. So.
Is joining us right now. She's a high school friend of Kaylee Goncalves and Xana Kernodle, and she's joining us live from Boise, Idaho. First, so sorry for your loss. The pain of this, I can't even imagine. But we have the video of a couple of your friends. At least I know that Kaylee was there at the food truck. Do you know who all is in this video?
Just Maddie and Kaylee, yes.
Okay. And you were very close with Xana. When was the last time you spoke with her?
I would say this summer. I mean, I would talk to her over Snapchat every once in a while, but this summer was like the last time I really got to talk to her.
Do you have any guesses as to who could have done this?
I have a question already. I'm wondering how, and maybe you guys can help me with this. I'm wondering how she knew Xana and Kaylee, because if it's, I did a little research because I was like watching this video and I kind of was like, wait a minute, that's strange. So she said that she knows Xana and Kaylee really well, and she knows Maddie too. But Kaylee is from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho originally, and Xana is from Arizona, Avondale, Arizona, which is like 22 hours of a difference if you're going to drive to the 2 points. So I'm wondering if they met through the college, like, in Moscow, if they met like at the college maybe. And because that's still an hour and a half trip. I pulled it up from, Coeur d'Alene. If you were to go there, would you drive that far to go hang out with your friends in college? I don't know if I would, guys. That's a long drive. I'm not trying to say anything bad either. I'm just curious. So I'll go ahead and play the rest of it. But yeah, I don't know. That's a long drive. That's like an hour and a half. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to drive that far. But maybe. You would, Parker? I guess I would. I mean, I can't say I wouldn't because I have driven from like, I wonder how far that is actually. Let's do some research on myself. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I would too. Because I got to think I was younger. You know what I mean? So I used to go, actually, I used to drive an hour. I shouldn't even do this because I'm just going to embarrass myself. I used to drive an hour to go to work. So if you go to from here to here, let me see if I would actually do that. Yep, an hour and 14 minutes. Okay, yep, I would do it. That's why I like talking through things with you guys. Because see, like I was like thinking, I was like, man, I don't know if I would do that an hour and a half, but yeah, I used to do it all the time. So that's why I love you guys. You guys always help me out. Help me see more clearly.
No,
And by the way, this girl is so pretty. I think her hair is really cute.
that's up to the authorities to disclose with everybody.
Okay. Have you been in touch with the authorities? Have police questioned you and other friends, hopefully trying to get some more info and piece this together?
No, but again, like I said, like I'm mostly here just to speak on behalf of Xana and Kaylee and honoring them, as well as Ethan and Maddie.
Well, what would you...
So until further notice of the authorities.
Go ahead. I apologize.
Just until authorities have disclosed what has happened. I know no more information than anybody else does.
Okay, so what would you like to say on behalf of your friends?
Well, I mean, I'm not exactly sure how to start something like this. And I want to preference that Xana, Maddie, Kaylee, and Ethan were not just victims, but were family, friends, and loved ones to not only myself, but all of those affected. I'm saddened to be speaking on behalf of them today, but hope to share some of the good, because I was lucky enough to have known these two beautiful girls, despite the fact that they were so much more than what my words can describe of them. But Xana was just such a light, and she was lively, tenderhearted, so bubbly, and a humorous girl that I think that we could, all of our friends and family could second. As far as Kaylee, I didn't know her as well as Xana, but she was someone that when I went to the university was always checking in on me, making sure I felt welcomed and seen. Just sorry.
It's okay. When we think about this story, you know, a lot of college students, they go out, they have fun, you know, they might have a late night, they might go out till 12 or 1 in the morning, not surprisingly coming home in these middle of the night hours. For this attack to happen, do you want to clear the air with anybody watching at home? Were your friends into hard partying? Were they, you know, someone who hung out with the wrong kind of guys?
Absolutely not. No, they were always very careful, always took the necessary precautions to be safe, staying with each other, you know, always traveling with somebody or in groups. They were loved by everybody. I can't think of anybody who would have an ill thing to say about them or
wish them harm. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Right. Well, we want to thank you, Grace, for being here this morning, and strength to you and your heart, and to all the family members and friends of these girls and Ethan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to NewsNation now.
She made Kaylee, I mean, and you can tell, you know, talked about her, and she made her seem like she was a sweetheart, you know, like she would go the extra mile for a friend, or just to make sure that you felt like you were, you know, included, or, you know, that you felt comfortable. Those little things that people do for you, they really go along, like that does go a long way. It really does. Especially like if you're a shy person, even if like you're extroverted normally, you can get around, you know, new people and still like close yourself up. I do that very often. Like if I'm around a group of people, I won't really talk a lot until someone starts to talk to me. And then it's like, then they let out the beast. And then I just don't stop talking. and Parker said, you gotta remember when you live in a small town, you're not acquainted to Birdie's, murders and killings like you would be in a city where you're more around your surroundings. You're right. I've always been really around, aware of my surroundings. They actually say I'm hypervigilant, but my parents were from the city. They're from Philadelphia. So I was born in Philadelphia and then we moved to Ohio, but they instilled in me those city values, like, watch yourself, just make sure that you are aware of your surroundings at all times. If, you need to go out, if you're going to wear a purse, put your, wear one of the straps on the side and then, put your jacket over it so people can't steal from you. It's just those little things my mom and dad always taught me. Just I don't know, stay vigilant. So this one's going to be, we're going to start with Ethan's parents, their interviews and just go through them and kind of see, and then we'll see what they kind of say. This one was actually over here. It started. All right, maybe I did start at the beginning. Okay.
We do begin with breaking news at this hour. The jury of a Spokane murder trial reached a verdict today. That jury.
Let me fast forward it. Sorry.
Know if Daraji will appeal his case. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you. Well, it has now been more than a week since 4 University of Idaho students were killed in their off-campus home in Moscow. Last Sunday, Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves were found stabbed to death. Now, a week later, Moscow police still don't have a motive, a murder weapon, or a suspect. Over the weekend, we did get a few more details about the 911 call that came in, as well as the conditions of the victims when they were found. So here are 3 things we learned throughout this weekend. Police cleared up some rumors surrounding the 911 call that was made last Sunday just before noon. They said the call was made using a surviving roommate's phone by a friend who had been called to the home. Multiple people spoke to dispatch on that call, and police say none of them are being considered suspects. The night of the murders, Madison and Kaylee reportedly called an unknown male multiple times. Police say he is also not considered a suspect. The Moscow police chief, though, has said they do not know if the victims were killed by one person or if perhaps there was another killer.
One individual kill 4 people at night and not wake up the other 2 roommates?
Our investigation will continue to look at all avenues of that investigation. I cannot disclose any of that information. I don't even know that information at this point in time, and that's why we're continuing to investigate.
In the meantime, the Latah County coroner has said the 4 students were likely asleep when they were killed. Some had some defensive wounds. Each victim was stabbed multiple times. Authorities found no signs of sexual assault. Moscow police are saying at this time in the investigation they do not believe the 2 surviving roommates or a man seen standing near a local food truck were involved in any way in the murders. Moscow PD also did share the 2 surviving roommates had been out last Saturday night but returned home by 1 a.m. and did not wake up until later on Sunday. They have also investigated the private party driver who took Kaylee and Madison home. They say they do not believe he is involved in the murders either. And today, the first funeral is being held for one of those victims, Ethan Chapin. He was the only male victim, and he was Xana's boyfriend. Both of them were killed. KREM 2's Mark Hanrahan is joining us now with more about Ethan.
Whitney, Ethan had just turned 20 years old. He was just a couple of months into his freshman year at the University of Idaho, and his parents had just visited Ethan and his siblings the weekend before police say he was killed. In his obituary, it's quoted that Ethan loved life, laughed continuously, and that he was a kind friend to all. Ethan was the firstborn of triplets and attended the University of Idaho with both his brother and his sister. Ethan was also described as an avid golfer, surfer, and loved to play volleyball and pickleball. His funeral will be held in the same town he attended school, Mount Vernon, over on the west side. Today, Ethan's mom, with his brother and sister at her side, delivered an emotional statement. Take a listen.
So my name is Stacy Chapin. I thought I could do this. Today we're here to honor the life and legacy of our son and brother, Ethan Chapin, one of the most incredible people you'll ever know. Together we want to extend gratitude to the following. Our neighbors in Mount Vernon and LaConner, Washington, and the local communities of Priest Lake and Moscow, Idaho, for their ongoing support and care. Our extended family and friends who serve as beacons of strength and remain by our side throughout every moment. The Moscow Police Department, who now carry the burden every day, not only for us, but for all of the impacted families. And the many strangers across the country, your outreach and kind words are profoundly touching. Please know we now consider all of you friends. And lastly, we thank the media for keeping this story top of mind. Thank you.
Ethan's parents said that Ethan was sleeping over at his girlfriend Xana Kernodle's house the night that they were killed. They, like everyone else, just waiting for answers as to who killed their son and why. Whitney?
All right, Mark, thank you very much. In the meantime, there has been an incredible outpouring.
Okay, so I wanted to show you guys. Oh, sorry, the trash guy's back there at the. There's like there's a building back there, so if you hear a little noise, sorry about that. But I wanted to show you guys this Facebook page again. I showed it the other day. It's for the Gonzalez family. So I'm going to show it. I'm going to try to show it throughout this live a couple different times. That way, if you guys want to, you can go and check out their page. You can follow it, like it. Oh, I thought I liked it. I thought I did that. Okay, that's weird. But it looks like they did actually post another video. I wanted to show you, though, this down here. It's Tara Stitches. So these are going to be sweatshirts that they made for Ethan, Xana, Maddie, and Kaylee. And you can order them through this website. It's for the family. So it's for Kaylee's family. Kaylee's family put this website together, this Facebook page. But all four of the families, all of the money that is made is going to go to all four of the families for any expenses that they have, related, to this. So if you guys want to get on here, you can always, get on here and shop the store. They have these little hoodies that they're selling for $40. And you can even do like payments. If you spend over $50, you could do like payments in 4, so you can cut it down if you'd like to get one. The back of these are really cute. It's just a really nice design. It's very well designed. Has a little flower on the back with their names. And it says, we will command his angels. Just, And it says, concerning you to guard you. To guard you in all of your ways. And then it says, Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. And it's a Bible verse. Psalms 9:1-11. So very, very cute. Let me exit out some of this stuff. There we go. And then I'll go on to the next interview here that they did. And this is going to be with Ethan's parents. The Chapins live in both Washington and Idaho. Oh, wow. No, on their website, this one? Like on the Facebook website? I didn't see it. Dinah said there was like a jacket message on the jacket. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll play this interview here. Let me turn it up for you.
It's not something you ever expect to hear, ever. Like the call we took from our kids who were there, and you just expect to outlive your kids. Honestly, I don't know. We're just trying to process it. It's not a call that you think that you're going to have to speak with a funeral home directors and the FBI and have it hit national news. I mean, we're more concerned, Ethan was a triplet, and that's a big thing. There's a couple of things. Ethan was a triplet, and that's the most important thing for us because we have these other 2 kids that are very impacted by this, and they need to be lifted up and cared for. And I think the other thing that's important to us is the reason why we've agreed to do this is, number one, you're local. And number two, it's important for us to get Ethan's story out. We don't really want anybody else representing him. And it's hard to have people speaking on his behalf. So we think it's best for us to do this.
And you did say, of course, that he was a triplet, and looking through the pictures you sent, like you said, they seem to be always together. I mean, did they all go to high school and then college together also?
Elementary, high school, everything, college, they all went to the same university. Yeah, I mean, everything. We travel, we play, we hike, everything we do is all of us together. I mean, we're a pretty tight family.
Did you say that they were the ones that called you about this happening?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then are you guys all back together now?
We are.
Yeah, we're in our home in northern Idaho, our summer home.
I'm going to show the website again for you guys because some of you guys wanted to order off of there. I kind of was quick with it. So if you go onto Facebook, like your Facebook page, and you just go to, they put it under Idaho Murders, the Gonzalez family page. And then they have, 14K followers. So you'll know, and you'll see Mr. Gonzalez. He's right here. I'll actually play this video for you because this is new. I don't think we saw this video. So we'll play this one really quick and then we'll go back to the other one. So if you want to, okay, so since you don't do Facebook, you can go to, it's called actually, let me see if I can put Tara's Stitches. You could probably look it up by just doing Tara Stitches. Let me see. Like do it as like one word maybe. Or do it as two. Like that's what I would do. Let me see. That's the name of it. If you just Google, they should hire me. You know? Because like I feel like that would be a good idea. I mean, I own my own boutique and I'm over here like getting them some business, you know? But I love that. So it looks like you can go onto here. Let me see. It looks like you might be able to go on their website, but let's see what this one says right here. I would go to my Shopify.com. That might be easier. Let me see what he says.
Hey, this is Steve. We put together a new page to help with all the communications that was coming sometimes to Olivia, sometimes to Shannon, sometimes to my wife, me. So we just put together a family page. The name's brand new. Some Idaho Murders, Gonzalez family page. But it's real, it's legit, and that's to help us organize. So if you want to send information there, we're trying to keep it all in one place. Thank you. Hey, this is Steve. That
was an older video. I think that's when they first put the page up. But yeah, so if you guys want to order, I'm going to go back to the website. It's terrastitches.myshopify.com. But I think that it is through Facebook. Let's see. Hold on. No, I can actually copy this. Let me paste this in there for you. Okay, here. This is the link. This should take you right to it. And I'll try to do it from my iPad really quick. To see, like, make sure it doesn't make me go through YouTube. Yep. Or, Facebook. Yep. So if you just follow that link, it will take you right to where you need to be. So let me go back and exile some of this stuff. But yeah, and I'll try to show it throughout the live too, like I said.
We're going to be here for a couple days just to regroup a little.
Yeah.
And can you just tell me a little bit about Ethan? I think I was told he was very athletic. I think he played, was it basketball and tennis or basketball? Just tell me a little about his interests. What did Ethan like to do?
Anything.
He
You
played
name it, he played it, literally. Yeah. I think we just watched a thing from the university, spike ball champion, volleyball champion. I mean, right? I mean, he just literally would play and do anything. he played club soccer for years. Played, we traveled, all of our kids are athletic, and we traveled every weekend, and he was involved in anything. He just literally, he was, I don't know.
He just loved to play everything.
He did.
All
He
the
loved
sports.
sports. I mean, our love language with him was sports. Like, I literally watched, I follow like NFL football so that I can literally have a conversation with Ethan, because I could, send him a text message, and, that was I don't know, just everything. I don't know, that and country music. I mean,
yeah.
He's funny. He literally, we were trying to have a conversation really quickly about our favorite memory. We can't come up with one. I mean, he literally lit up every room, everybody. He was friend to all. He was an incredible human. I mean, one of a kind, popular. I mean, not that that matters, but I don't know. I think we believe that if you literally asked anybody in his life, anybody, they would tell you the same exact thing. I mean, I just got an email from his counselor at college, and he just said, I loved that kid the minute I met him. He literally walked in my office last week, and it was just simply to say hi. He had a huge smile.
Do you notice, this is the first time I noticed this, but Ethan's dad he's in like shock or something, or he can't even speak. Like, literally, I don't even know if he's really even said anything. I didn't notice that before. And I also noticed that Miss Chapin looked over when she was talking about Ethan, like going like, right. So either her daughter is sitting there, son, or somebody, close to the family is sitting there with them. So, oh, you have to go back to work. Just put some headphones in. That's what I used to do. I used to sneak an AirPod in my ear because I was always in my store by myself. I was just like steaming clothes, so it wasn't a big deal.
Smile, the whole, the feeling inside of the office changed just because he walked in. Mm-hmm. He always had something funny to say. That's been something we've talked a lot about. I mean, he was definitely the comedian of the three kids. Mm-hmm. He kept us all, I mean, we have the funniest videos of him.
He's the kind of kid that everybody wanted to be around. He was just a good kid.
He's a good kid. Kind to all.
Didn't deserve what happened.
No. Oof.
And wasn't he going to school to study? It was something to do with sports, wasn't it?
Sports management, I think. I don't know the technical title of it. But yeah, I mean, we told him he should go be a teacher and a coach. I mean, he was incredible the way he worked with kids, and he refereed youth basketball on the weekends in Mount Vernon. I don't know. He touched a lot of people. I mean, it's the amount of support that we've seen so far has been incredible. Right? Yeah. Our neighbors, everybody. It's incredible. I mean, we have messages from people that just are like, I knew him and he was incredible. Our daughter knew him, and all she talked about was how great he was. I mean, it's a huge loss. We were at Parents Weekend last weekend with them, and Jim and I left that weekend. And as we pulled out of Moscow, we literally were like, we've done it. We've literally done it as parents. We've created 3 incredible humans that will go on and have something great to offer to this world. Honestly, all 3 of them. We literally had a conversation that we will no longer have to worry about these kids because we did it.
Yeah. What best way, people can support you guys right now?
It's an interesting situation because in all of your hardships in life, you know, whatever you're going through, there's always like an outcome, like you get through it, right? Like, I don't know, whatever it is. This is something you wake up and you realize it's never going to go away, and it's very different. It's a very different. 2 a.m. is a dark hour, I can tell you that. We're all.
And I guess just during this time, like I said, you guys seem very tight knit. Are you just like, what's going forward look like for you? I know that's a hard question right now. I know it seems like you guys are really there supporting each other through this.
I think one of the first things.
Did anyone else notice how much that reporter looks like Kaylee Gonzalez? Has anyone else talked about that? I just noticed that. If I was Ethan's parents, I would almost think I was looking at Kaylee. I'm going to go back just like a minute so you can see the picture of her. But, or like, I think she looks like her. What do you guys think? Or am I just like, I don't know. I mean, it does. She looks just like her, I think. Like the eyelashes, her longer eyelashes, the hair, the face. Wow. I don't know. I don't know if I want to be interviewed by her. I mean, no offense to her or anything. She's beautiful, but I would be like thinking I'm looking at Kaylee.
Like, what's going forward look like for you? I know that's a hard question right now. But I know it seems like you guys are really there supporting each other through this.
I think one of the first things that, like, when we got Maisie and Hunter, one of the first things, I mean, that came to me is that our life has literally taken a left turn. And I don't know how that's going to affect us, but we will not let this sink us or sink our kids. Because if anything, they have to go on and shine Ethan's bright light on their own.
I think that's all the questions I have right now, unless there's anything else you guys wanted to add.
Kids, do you want us? Our kids are here watching.
Oh, there.
Do you guys have anything you want to add?
I guess the kids are there. I didn't remember hearing that before because I noticed that she kept looking over that way.
Hunter, Maisie? He was their number one, and that's going to be a hard loss for both of our kids. Both Maisie and Hunter. I mean, he was kind of each of their number one. So it's going to be hard just for the three of them without him now that they're two. You know, we've gone from 3 to 2, and it's going to be hard for the two kids to figure out how to live life when you've spent 20 years as 3, you know, and now they have to figure out how to be 2 and carry, you know, I don't know. It's terrible. It's important for us. I mean, the reason we've agreed to do this is there's some misinformation out there, and that's been hard for us. And that's why we, as a family, talked about it and agreed to do this, because the things that are being said are 100% not true. There's not drugs involved. There's not some weird love triangle. Ethan stayed the night at his girlfriend's house, who was one of 5 girls who lived in the home. And it's just important that people let the criminal part of it try to work itself out, and that these kids, all of the kids were just really good, great kids. So, I mean, the light of the school, I mean, everybody knew them.
One of them, I believe, was his girlfriend was also killed. Is that correct?
Yes, Xana. Yeah, they were in the same room.
And I think that's all the questions I have, but I really do appreciate you guys sharing more.
So right there, she said that they were in the same room. So, because a lot of people were saying that they thought Xana was found in the bathroom, the way that the PACA stated, which I didn't believe that. It looked like he was looking in the bedroom from the doorway. But right there, the parents said that they were found in the same room. So, And that's why I wanted to go back through these older interviews too, because I figured they would say things that we would I thought they were in the same room according to the probable cause, but I had heard other creators and other people, they were saying like the opposite. So I wanted to they were saying they thought that she was found in the bathroom. So that does clarify that. If you guys are just now joining us, we are talking about the Idaho 4. We're about an hour in, so if you missed anything, just make sure you go and check it out on the replay. Hashtag replay if you wouldn't mind. It does help the video get pushed out into the algorithm. Hit the like button. Always subscribe. All those good, fun things. We're looking back through some older interviews with Ethan's parents, and then we're going to go to Maddie's dad. And I wanted to say too, you'll notice through these videos where they start to, you can see them grieving, like in the beginning of these videos so bad, but you can see almost like their growth, like where they're like, you're watching them grieve, but they're growing at the same time where they're learning to, be able to do interviews and stuff like that. And, not be a total mess. Cause I don't know how they're not, I really don't know. See, that's what I wanted. Did the parents know that Dylan saw the suspect? See, I'm wondering if we hear something in one of these interviews. So, exactly. Yeah, it was in the, yeah. And I'm going to actually, I'm going to pull mine right here. Because it's the way that they worded it. I guess I understand what they were trying to say, but it still was like, no. It says, just before this room, there was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. As I approached the room, I could see the body, later identified as Kernodle, laying on the floor. And it was in the bedroom. So, yeah. And so she said that they were found together. So they were both found there. I think this one's almost
about Ethan,
yeah.
So we can understand more about him and share more about him with, Western Washington and the community here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and that's the end of that interview. But yeah, that girl looked like Kaylee to me. That was crazy. Yeah, and let's talk about that YouTuber that came, or that girl that came out. Let's talk about Kim. Where's Kim been, y'all? Remember Kim came out, she did the Drunk Turkey show. She did one with Lena, the Truth and Transparency chick. And she did an interview with Olivia. But she's gone. She got called out and then she's gone. Like, I don't know. People deleted videos after that. So I'm going to say that she was false. She was not telling the truth, because she was screaming from the rooftops a week ago saying that her kids go to this school and this, that, and the other, which I didn't believe any of it, but it sounded like she took way too many, Adderalls and was wanting to talk to everybody that would listen. She reminded me of the Megan in the Kylie Rodney case. Megan and the Kylie Rodney. She was the Megan for the Idaho 4. Yeah, they were found in the same room. Yeah. And then this one here is going to be of Ethan's mom when she goes up and she gives the speech at the Vigil. And I think there's one more. And I think, actually they just came out with one too. So yesterday they came out with how they're adjusting and stuff. So we'll watch this one and then we'll watch the end of the second one, or the newest one that just came out yesterday.
This isn't at all intimidating, I must say. And I didn't write any of the funny stories that we talked about at his service. But I would like to start by saying my name is Stacy Chapin. I'm Ethan's mom. I'm here tonight with my husband, Jim, Ethan's dad, and his brother, Hunter, and his sister, Maisie, who are also vandals. I think you knew he was a triplet, and they all go here as well. Okay. We want to start by extending our deepest condolences to all the families impacted by this tragedy. It's hard that we are without these 4 beautiful kids with us tonight. We're here tonight because the University of Idaho is a special place for our family personally. Our triplets enrolled here together because of the small town feel, the beautiful campus, and the Greek system. Those were all mandatory must-haves when picking a school. We visited a neighboring college, no offense if there's any Cougs here. And it felt big and logistically challenging to our family.
We all agreed,
However,
yes,
when we
this
arrived
school
on
is
this
perfect for
campus,
us. It
park-
feels right. The people here were kind and welcoming when we showed up for orientation, and we knew as a family that we'd made the right choice. The circumstances that bring us here tonight, they're terrible. The hardest part, we cannot change the outcome. And as a family, as a Chapin family, it's important that we share Ethan's legacy and talk about the impact that he made in his young 20 years or his short 20 years. So this is where we choose to focus our energy because we are now Ethan's voice. What I want you to know is that our family is no different than probably all of your families. We sat at the dinner table when time permitted. We played games together. We traveled. We hauled our kids to every sporting event imaginable. We had cribbage tournaments, pickleball competitions, and basketball shooting contests. We surfed and spent countless hours in our boat listening to country music, which was Ethan's most favorite thing in the whole world. We hiked. Typically, the kids did that reluctantly, I'll admit. We worked out. Our 3 kids even got their wisdom teeth pulled together. But the most important thing is that in our family, we always had each other's backs, and we will continue to do so. And for all of the things that I've listed and the times that I haven't mentioned, we are eternally grateful that we spent so much time with him. And I want to remind you that that's the most important message that we have for you and your families, is to make sure that you spend as much time as possible with those people, because time is precious and it's something you can't get back. It's really important. This is our message to you. It is really important that all you kids and all kids across wherever, even we've told this to our own 2 kids who are still vandals, you have to put your energy back into achieving your goals. While Ethan tolerated school, for those of you guys who knew him really well, he tolerated school, he loved the social life, tolerated class. He understood the importance and would want all of you to continue to focus on your futures and your ambitions. Once again, I want to thank the police, the FBI, the Idaho State Patrol for their continued efforts. We're also appreciative to everyone on site with us tonight and everyone around the nation. Please continue to support all 4 of our families, and remember, please be kind. Thank you to the university for organizing this event in honor of our loved ones. We are proud Vandals. Thank you.
I think that one was really nice. I think that that at the vigil she was more, like stronger. Very, very sad. So yeah, someone was mentioning Ethan's tulips, and we did a live, and we talked about those. So basically, a company, or it's a floral place. They let me look it up for you guys. Actually, it's like a flower farm, a tulip farm. And so what they're doing is they're going to mate 2 tulips, I guess. A white tulip for like purity, and then a yellow tulip, for the vandals, because he was, a University of Idaho student. So they're going to put those 2 together, and it's going to be Ethan's tulip. And yeah, I think that you can even like donate through to the cause for the tulips and stuff like that. So I thought that was really nice, a nice sentiment that they're going to do for him. You know, that's a good way to end. I feel like those interviews ended on a good note. Also, they did come out and they made a statement. Sorry about that. If you guys could just like the video as you guys are coming in. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We would love to have you here. We do talk true crime every day. Every day. So this is Ethan Chapin's mother shares how family are adjusting to new normal after Idaho murders. Let me see if you guys, make sure you guys can see it, okay? It's just Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonzalez were brutally murdered on 13th of November. The mother of the slain University of Idaho, Ethan Chapin, has opened up about finding the little victories in her grief journey. In a Facebook post on Monday, Stacy Chapin said she and her husband had visited her two surviving triplets, Maisie and Hunter, at the University of Idaho over the weekend. The Chapin triplets were all enrolled at the college in the town of Moscow when Ethan was killed on November 13th. Ethan's girlfriend, Xana Kernodle, her roommates, Madison Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez, were also brutally murdered in the attack in their off-campus rental home. Washington State University PhD student Bryan Kohberger, 28, was arrested and charged with the slayings on the 30th of December. Speaking out about life after losing her son, Ms. Chapin said she had early on agreed that her husband, I'm going to repeat that. Ms. Chapin said she had early on agreed with her husband that Maisie and Hunter would be returning to school for the spring semester. The mother of three said that she wanted to keep her family close, but also allow her children to heal at their own pace. During their visit, Ms. Chapin said the parents fed over 20 of their children's friends and enjoyed long conversations, coffee dates, and hugs. The Chapin family also spent time remembering Ethan and sharing stories before Ms. Chapin and her husband returned to their home in Washington. And there's like a picture of them there. And it says, our kids are resilient, but this is definitely a challenging time. We're grateful that we have each other at school, fraternity and sorority friends, and other amazing support systems, she wrote. They are each processing this new normal in their own way, and that's okay. Our job as parents is to be there and provide tools and resources as needed. The grieving mother also compared her healing process to the ice wall in Game of Thrones and said that even though the journey has been extremely challenging, she continues to look for every little victory. The wall is an impenetrable wall of ice about 1 million miles tall, Ms. Chapin explained. The start of the grieving process felt like standing at the bottom of the wall with no key to get through the gate and no rope to get up the wall. The rope has been tossed over the wall and we've started the tedious climb. That sounds about right. Sad. The victim's parents waited more than a month and a half for an arrest in the murders, which finally came after an early morning raid on Mr. Kohberger's home in late December. And then it says he is now behind bars in Moscow, charged with murder. The affidavit for his arrest, released earlier this month, gave new details about what led the investigators to the suspect, but still offered no connection between the victims and Mr. Kohberger. And then it just goes on to talk about the case. I won't read all that. I just wanted to read you the part, about his mom, what his mom was saying. And that just goes on to tell you, about the rest of it. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, Mary Beth. Welcome to the green team over here. Welcome to being a Titan. If you guys wouldn't mind, just subscribe to the channel or become a member. We'd love to have you. Or like the video. Or all three. Okay, so we're going to go over to Maddie's dad and his interview. I'm really hating that ice cube in that water bottle right now. Okay, so I want to make sure I don't exit out of anything that I need. So we're going to go ahead and go over here. Let me share this with you guys. And Maddie's father, I feel so bad for him. Like, I feel so bad. He seems like such a genuinely good guy. And you'll see the differences in the parents and how they grieve through this whole thing. You've got you got Ethan's mom. She's a mess. I mean, like every mother would be. You got his father that can't even speak. He's in such shock and grief. He can't even talk. Maddie's father was kind of the same way. He really wasn't talking in the beginning, but he gave a couple interviews. We got a couple interviews out of him. Zaina's mom didn't come out with anything in the beginning. And then Maddie's stepmother, I guess she has a stepmom, and she hasn't came out and said anything either, just Maddie's father. So Ethan's parents have come out, and his brother and sister were there in the first press conference that they kind of did, just thanking the officers. And then Maddie's father has come out and spoken on her behalf. So we'll see what he had to say. I kind of forget this one because it's been a while since we've watched, these videos. So, thank you, Mary Beth. I appreciate that. That's so sweet.
Anyone could do on this. It seems like they should have.
Let me rewind it.
Figured
Let
it
me
out
do
by
that.
now, but I don't.
I got a big story brewing here. We begin in Idaho, where a quadruple murder case is taking yet another turn. It's raising the question whether or not investigators
just hope for a
I want to dig it to him.
Days before she was killed. Her father speaking exclusively to Fox News on the state of the investigation.
You always just hope for a resolution with something like this so we can start moving on in our life. I just have to hope and trust that they're doing as good a job as anyone could do on this. It seems like they should have figured it out by now, but I don't know.
Christina Coleman is reporting live from Moscow, Idaho. Christina, what do you hear this morning?
Hi, Dana. Well, we're all just wrapping our heads around this new twist in the investigation, this major walk back from police. Again, as you mentioned, they said multiple times that this attack was targeted. Now they are saying differently. In a update last night, they said, quote, "We have spoken with the Latah County Prosecutor's Office and identified this was a communication. Detectives do not currently know if the residents or any occupants were specifically targeted, but continue to investigate." So this horrific attack at this house could have been at random, apparently. It's unknown at this time. It's another unanswered question more than 2 weeks into this investigation. Idaho State Police did note some progress, though, in this case, telling Fox Digital investigators are starting to receive forensic testing results from a.
Did you guys notice that on Xana's window before? It looked like there was a bar across her window. That was the end of the interview. So I want to look and see if I can
Again, you
go
can
back.
expect a lot of forensic evidence. Telling Fox Digital that this investigates unknown at this time. It's another unanswered.
I hate this. I hate Fox News. Never mind. I'm not going to show you, I don't think.
Into this, but at random, apparently. It's unknown at this time. It's another.
Well, it's hard to see it in stream using Fox News because it always minimizes it, but it almost looks like there's a bar on her window. I'm about to look it up. Actually, let's see. Because I don't remember that. Because you remember like her dad came in and changed the locks on her door? Maybe there wasn't anything there. Let me see. Yeah, what is this? You guys tell me. What is that? Like, do you see what I'm seeing? Like this little thing across the blind? It's hard to see, I think, with this picture. Let me see if I can. Actually, let me see if I can make it bigger. I just have to open up my MacBook, and I got papers everywhere. There's something definitely there. I think that's as far as I can go. But do you guys see it? Like it's a bar or something across the window. Like, so you can't open the window. Yeah, so you can't slide open the window. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So what the heck was she so scared of now that I'm thinking about it? Because if she had her father, because remember her father came and changed the locks on her bedroom door And I was wondering, well, if the doors were locked, or the front door and the back door, those doors were broken, those locks were broken as well, why wouldn't he fix those? But it almost looks like a bar that you would put so that you couldn't open the window. They definitely walked on the roof, I believe, at night, Dino. I believe that's why the ladder was there. Like, this to me, yeah, like, it looks like maybe. But if it was a reflection, it would be on the white right here in the middle. If it was a reflection, that's not, yeah, that goes through. That's on the inside. Yeah, that's true. If she put it in there, if the other tenant did, you would want, but I mean, and it was cold, so you would want to leave it closed. Maybe the window would like open a little or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's why the ladder was there, was to get on the roof for them, because like in another video I showed, it was body cam footage. The officers came up to another one of the houses. It's the same body cam footage from August when they had Kaylee in there. And we could see a guy clearly on the roof. Like, the cops are talking to the kids, like, you know, stop partying, just turn on the music, blah, blah. And there's a dude just sitting on the roof, just hanging out up there. Cops don't even acknowledge him. Like, just sitting on the roof. So I guess that they do that. They just like to hang out on the roof there. Then we'll go to, I think this is the next one. This is going to be Maddie's, or I'm sorry, Maddie's father. This is going to be when he spoke at the vigil. But yeah, that's I don't know, that's weird.
And when they told us we were all gonna be talking, and I was like, man, I hope they don't have me talk after him. He's really good at talking. But Maddie May, she was the first grandkid of any of her grandparents. She was Karen and my only child that we ever had, and so she got, you know, everything she ever did was such a big deal, and she was just such a happy, such a great kid, such a perfect little baby, and so just smart and funny and beautiful. She was just nice to everybody, and when I would meet people, ever since she was first born, when I meet people, they say, you know, tell me about yourself, or you're just trying to get to know someone. The first thing I'd say is, well, I have this daughter, and she's, you know, here's a picture of her. She's on the dean's list at college, and she works hard, and she has all these great friends in the sorority, and she's, you know, I just would tell them all about Maddie. I wouldn't even, they walk away from it like, I don't know anything about him. We know all about his little girl, though, and yeah, we love going to go see live music. That's always been my favorite thing to do, and so I started taking her to concerts when she was younger, and we saw some really good shows together. I'd take her and her friends sometimes. She was all upset when Mac Miller was going to come, and she couldn't get tickets, and it was all sold out, and I didn't know what I was going to do, and I entered all these radio station contests, and like the night before it happened, I won 4 tickets and got to bring her and her friends, and they were meet and greet tickets. We got to go and meet them after the show, and that was the happiest memory I could think of that we shared together, was that. And but she kept on going to shows. They'd go to Watershed, her and her friends, and she traveled to Canada to go to a music festival. She loved going to music like I did, and she always worked hard. She started getting jobs when she was just, like barely even a teenager. Her mom had to fire her whole housekeeping staff of the hotel that she managed, and so Maddie and her friends stepped up, and the next day they were all in there cleaning rooms, which is a hard job. I did that for like 2 days. I was like, nope. And but those little girls were in there cleaning all summer long, cleaning all the rooms, and from then on, she always had a job. Like not all of that age of kids are all out there working all the time, but she sure was. She'd always work hard and make her own money and buy her own cars and pay for her own gas. And and I wanted to, when I was up here, I wanted to make sure and mention Jake. She got to have this. It was really her only real big relationship she had in her life was with Jake, who is such a great guy, and I'm so glad that she got to just have at least.
I do notice though that Mr. Mogan and Mr. Gonzalez, they both acknowledge the boyfriends. You know what I mean? They both acknowledge how they have really good boyfriends, and that they were really lucky girls. So I just wanted to point that out. Well, good morning. Is it Teresa? Teresa? I like that. I like how you spell it. These little videos get me. This Vigil, I actually was on another panel when we watched the Vigil, and I turned my camera off. I was crying, hardcore. Like, and I'm not a crier. I'm a crier. I am a crier. I can't lie. But like, I try not to watch sad stuff, but when I watched this, I had like my 4 little candles going for them and everything for the Vigil. And it was a tear fest. It was very, very, very sad, but very, very sweet.
A little taste of what it's like to be in love with someone. And he's just a really great guy. And they treated each other the way you're supposed to. And I was really proud to just call him my daughter's boyfriend. And maybe someday, maybe they would have gotten married, you know. It seemed like it at least. But I just want to thank, like they said, thank all the people working on trying to figure this out. And it really means a lot. All the love and support that everyone out there has shown through this has just been amazing. I've heard from people I haven't thought about or heard from in 30 years. And you see how good people can be when something terrible happens. They really make you feel loved and supported when it's important. But anyway, thanks for being here, and that's all.
I think he's just the sweetest guy. I know, it's so sad. Like, and it was so sweet. And then when Jake went up there and when Jake spoke, it was game over for me. Like, I was surprised that Vincent didn't come in and ask me if I was okay, because I was crying that hard. It was so touching, so sad. And then I wanted to share this with you here from Maddie's father. And this one is from January 13th. So this one's a little bit newer. I don't know if I'll see if this one if this one has them on there. If not, I'll read it to you guys. Well, maybe.
Before the homicide, and then of course the absence of his cell phone pinging the towers but then he shows up the next morning.
I'm trying to rewind this for you guys.
This is in court where Gene sums it up perfectly. He came in, they set a date, and they went along. There's a lot to happen now between now and that probable cause hearing. I want to walk through a little bit of what we do know so far, which is in that affidavit. The most notable pieces of evidence that we have from the probable cause affidavit, Andy, one of the things is phone records indicating that Kohberger's phone was near the murder victim's residence at least 12 times between June of 2022 to around the time of the arrest. How is that helpful?
Well, it's a fascinating fact for us, Kate, because this is really the only thing in the affidavit that even hints at a connection before the homicide between Kohberger and these victims. You know, we still don't have any sense of what his motivation might have been, how he became focused on this house and or these people. But the fact that he was in the area, his phone puts him in the area of the house on 12 occasions prior to the homicide, is a pretty strong confirmation that long before the murders, he was already focused on this residence, and like I said before, and or focused on the occupants of that house. So it's our first effort to build out what might have been happening in the lead up to the homicide.
But then there is that knife sheath. I've been curious to ask you, I don't know if you find it more important, less important than the phone records. This knife sheath that was found at the scene laying on the bed next to one of the victims. And investigators say that DNA testing linked the sheath to DNA found in the trash at Kohberger's parents' home. So essentially linking the sheath to Bryan Kohberger himself. That seems pretty important.
It is absolutely critical. It's by far the most important piece of evidence in this case so far. Even with, assume you had all the phone records you have, puts him in the area, shows him moving back and forth, likely between his residence and the homicide scene on the night of the murders. None of that actually puts him in the house. The DNA puts him not just in the house, but literally in the bed where two victims were found. So it's absolutely the most critical piece of evidence. It's possible that DNA got placed on the button of the knife sheath before the homicide, maybe as he was picking up his things and preparing to go that night before he had put his gloves on. So again, it gives you a piece of DNA that you might not have otherwise collected from the crime scene if he was smart enough to wear gloves during the commission of the crime. So, and then of course, it's the familial DNA recovered from the garbage in the Pennsylvania area by the parents' house that actually gives us a pretty good identification that the DNA belongs, in fact, to Kohberger.
Where or what do you think at the moment, there's so much to learn, of course, but is the most biggest outstanding question that the defense could exploit to push back on some of this evidence that we've just laid out?
You know, what we know so far, which I'm sure is far less than what the investigators know, it already presents a pretty damning case. The first hurdle, as we've just been talking about, is always putting the defendant at the scene of the crime. The DNA clearly does that. Then you have all that other supporting information about the vehicle on surveillance, the movement of his cell phone in the period before the homicide, and then, of course, the absence of his cell phone pinging the towers during the homicide, but then he shows up the next morning before the crime is even reported to the police. All that stuff is I think, very persuasive. It's likely that the investigators have collected additional evidence after the arrest because they've executed search warrants at his residence, his parents' residence, and also in his car. I think the thing that we're looking for now is whether any of those search warrants, maybe on electronic devices or email accounts, conclusively show us how and why he began targeting those poor people.
Okay, sorry about that. And earlier we were talking about the like the 3D image of the house and stuff too. So I wanted to show that. So earlier, I have meant to show that when we were talking about Zaina. We were looking at the house and there was a bar, it looked like, on Zaina's window. I'll show it again, but then one of you guys, super sleuthy, you guys pointed it out that there's a video, like where it's not like a video, it's a 3D image where you can go in the house. It's like a walkthrough. I'll show you that as well. But on this image, there's a bar or something in the window, in Zaina's window. But then on this one here, and this is like I have it on the Kahlua.com. So if you guys want to, You guys can see that. Oh, I didn't mean to enter the house, but go back. Maybe you go to the front if I can get there. Yeah, but on this one, it doesn't look like there is. And then if you go right here, there's no bar. So that's just crazy. No, I think they have a lot of really good evidence. That knife sheath is damning evidence. Yeah, I don't know. Thought you were made of sugar and spice. Good morning, Rye. But yeah, so there's no bar. So I wonder if the officers did put it there. But why? There's an officer there, like, posted up at that house. That's what I don't understand. Normally you put crime scene tape on the door and that's it. You don't barricade the doors closed. You don't even do any of that stuff. So I don't know. That's just really weird to me. Good morning, Tater Tot. So the next video I was going to show you guys, we just watched that one. So it'll be this one here. And this one is, Maddie Mogan's father describes reading evidence against suspect, and he says, "I just cried." Bryan Kohberger, the suspect in the Idaho college murder investigation, is due in court Thursday as students return to class. Investigators are now sharing new details about the suspect's alleged actions before his arrest. This is Madison and Kaylee's family speak out about the case. ABC News is learning from a law enforcement source that federal investigators observed him in Pennsylvania around 4 a.m. as he discarded garbage in his neighbor's trash bins just days before his arrest. Trash ended up being key in the case. Police have also linked Kohberger to the murders by collecting his father's DNA from trash can outside the family home and matching that DNA they say they discovered on the button snap of a knife sheath that was on the bed next to the victim, Maddie Mogan. If I had one or two words to describe Maddie May, it would just be an angel, and that she just made me proud, said Mogan's father, Ben Moran. Ben spoke about his daughter, Madison, to ABC News, and describing the moment law enforcement told him they made an arrest in the case. He said, "Ben, this is the day we've been waiting for." Ben also described his emotions while reading the evidence law enforcement say they had gathered against Kohberger. I broke down and I just cried. I could only take so much of that, and I just cried, and I haven't read the rest of it. The police affidavit claims investigators believe the 4 college students were killed between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m., and they said one of the surviving roommates was awake at the time of the murders and told police she witnessed the intruder, describing seeing a masked man coming towards her before he walked out through a sliding glass door, the roommate then locking her door. Police said later that morning, the 2 surviving roommates called friends to the house because they thought one of the victims had simply passed out and wasn't waking up. The 911 call finally coming around noon. And then just talks about the case. Do you guys think that they will release the 911 call? Like, do you think that they'll release it whenever they go to court? Because that'd be freedom of information, right? Once they go into court. I'm still learning. I'm new at all this stuff a little bit, so be kind. But I think that once they go to court, maybe they'll release it. But I'm wondering what the 911 call says. I'm just really curious because I've read a lot of reports on 911 dispatch, and a lot of times it says that they'll put an unconscious person in there if they don't know what's really going on with the situation. But my question is, how did he not track anything outside with him? Nothing on a door, nothing on the ground. I mean, and we have super sleuths out there. I'm sure there's video of the ground like everywhere, there's nothing. Even when they have pictures of inside of the home where we're looking into the kitchen and we're looking into all these rooms, there's no blood. The only thing that we ever got to see was on the outside of the house. If there is that much carnage inside of that house, that there's literally there's, blood coming out of the house, seeping down a cinder brick wall, there has got to be a substantial amount of blood in that house. So one hell of a night said he got in the shower, in my opinion. I thought that's what I thought too. I thought the same thing. I thought maybe he had one of those like little backpacks or something, like a drawstring backpack, took it with him, wore boot covers. Could have, yeah. I think he thought he was smart. I think he thought of everything, but then he didn't think of the stupidest, smallest thing. Like, don't put your gloves on before you put your knife in your sheath. I don't even know why you'd even have a sheath. Like, that's just extra stuff to have. Like, you're going to like put it back in there like when you're done? I don't think so. I think I'd be running when I was done. The 911 call is sealed in evidence locker. I wish I was the evidence person. Okay, so I think this is the same article, I think. Let me see. Okay, yeah, so I'll read this one to you really quick, I think. Okay, so it says, it was a normal Sunday for Ben Mogan. He had taken himself out to see a movie November 13th with Karen Laramie, the mother of his daughter, Madison Mogan, called. He texted her and he said he'd call in a minute. But then Mogan's mother called. The two things never happened back to back. Just come over, his mother said. I just had a feeling it had to do with Maddie. Ben Mogan said, on the drive over, I was thinking of all these terrible things that I was preparing for, and none of them prepared me for what they actually told me. Maddie Mogan, her best friend Kayla Gonzalez, their roommate Xana Kernodle, and Kernodle's boyfriend Ethan Chapin were found stabbed to death in the girls' home near the University of Idaho campus. Moscow police have yet to find the killer. This is an old article. I think this actually came out the day that they arrested him. Wasn't it? Let me see. December 24th, this came out, so 6 days later. Ben called Laramie. We didn't even know what to say to each other. We were just sobbing, he said. We just cried together on the phone. I guess there are no words for any of that. Mogan and Laramie were together for about 5 years. They lived in Oregon when Maddie was born, then moved to Coeur d'Alene. Eventually, the two split up, but maintained a good relationship as Maddie grew up. She was smart and funny, Mogan said of his daughter, a real go-getter. As a child, she was easy to be around, never getting into too much trouble. Everyone loved Maddie. If she was in the room, she would just shine. The Mogan family was close, often connecting through music. Everyone would get together with their instruments over the holidays. During his darkest and most difficult times, Mogan would think about his daughter and how proud he was of her. She inspired him, he said. Now, more than 6 weeks into the investigation, Mogan, it's hard to move forward without knowing who killed his daughter. There are so many questions that I figured would be answered, but we're still waiting. Investigators have gone above and beyond to keep Mogan in the loop, he said. One of the lead investigators calls him every day, telling him if there's something new and answers questions. If they don't connect for a couple of days due to Mogan's work schedule, the investigator worries and will call Mogan's family to make sure he is okay. Completely opposite of what the Gonzalez family was experiencing going through all of this. They were saying that they weren't getting any information, that they weren't getting anything, but Mr. Mogan is saying, no, like they would track me down and give me information. Like if I didn't call them for a few days, they would get worried. So it says, it's hard for me to read all of these articles, Mogan said. I can get all my news about it right from there, the investigators, and I don't have to try and drudge through all of this misinformation. That misinformation is hurtful, Mogan said, but he understands that that's the nature of the world today. I have to take the higher road on that kind of stuff or else it would be damaging to my well-being. I mean, it's hard enough as it is. I'm just trying to get through these days one day at a time. While the last 6 weeks without answers has been excruciating, Mogan said that he has full confidence the killer will be caught. From the very beginning, I've known that people don't get away with these things these days. There's too many things you can get caught up on, like DNA and videos everywhere. This isn't something that people get away with that goes unsolved. Huh. Funny that they had videos and DNA. And that's how he was caught, videos and DNA. Due to the high-profile nature of the case, investigators have the best experts willing to lend a hand. Mogan said investigators have said they're using resources from across the country, especially the FBI. I have to just know that they know what they're doing, and if they don't, then they know someone that does, Mogan said. Mogan is thankful investigators are willing to work around the clock, even during the holidays, to bring closure and justice to his family. For they wait for answers, Mogan is getting ready to celebrate the first Christmas without his daughter, then days later attend her funeral. Extended family is coming into town for the holidays and the service. Mogan said that will help, but it's a lot of mixed emotions. He just keeps thinking about how proud he is of Maddie. I am so proud to be able to say she was my daughter and that she was doing with her life and where she was headed. She was living the life that she deserved. And I thought that was so sweet. I'm going to share this with you guys again also. So on Facebook, if you all want to, if you guys have Facebook, which most of you guys, I'm assuming, do, if you go to the Idaho murders, the Gonzalez family has put together a page for their, for everybody. They are going to be selling sweatshirts for the crew, the 4. I'm going to go down here. So it's right here, actually. It's just the first post. It's Tara Stitches, and I did put it in the chat earlier, and I'll share it again. So this one, the first one I'm going to share is just my membership, but then the second one, I'll share the actual Facebook page with you. So this is the Facebook page. If you guys want to go over there and look and, support or whatever. If you go to Tara Stitches, this is the sweatshirts that they are selling for Ethan, Zana, Maddie, and Kaylee. They come in all these different colors, and the back of them are really nice detail. This is the company that they chose to go through, and so all of the proceeds are going to go through all 4 families, to cover expenses and things like that they have to deal with, that they shouldn't have to deal with. But that's really all that I had for you guys today. I wanted to do those 2. So I'm going to split it up into 2 lives. I wanted to do, Maddie and Ethan's family's interviews, and then we'll do Kaylee's family tomorrow. I think that, because I think the Kaylee's family, they did a lot of interviews, and I want to try to get them in order for you guys. I also want to look over the Alex Murdaugh case. Maybe I'll come and do a live later on this evening over that. Get us caught up. Let me see what's going on, actually. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here. I was going to see if there was anything new that we missed. I think that, let me see. Yeah. I think so maybe I'll do a live tonight. And we'll do it over Alex Murdaugh, because Nancy Grace did come out and of course, she did another podcast, and she's going to get us caught up with the case. She did one last night. So we can actually, maybe we'll watch that tonight. That way some more people can come on, that are a little bit later. Do you know if the hoodies ship to the UK? I don't know that, but I'm thinking maybe they would. I'm not sure. Shipping and returns. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't say anything. Oh, wait, right here. Doesn't say. It just says hassle-free exchange or hassle-free exchanges. Yeah, they don't have anything under there. I'm gonna get one, and I'll let you know when I do, and how it fits. I'm assuming by looking at them, I'm going to assume that they are that they're either they fit true to size or they are a size down. I'm going to assume that by looking at them, they're not going to. I don't think that you're going to need to size down on these. I think that you would stay where you're at or size up one if you want it a little larger. That's just me visually. I own a boutique, so normally when I look at the clothes, I can kind of tell. But like I said, I don't know this brand in particular that they're using. I think I'm going to order the green. I really like the hunter green one. Let me see if I can, this one. I'm a green girl. I love green. I don't have any green on today, but I do. But I do have on this cute little shirt. This is from, oops, let me move my mic. This is from my store. And it says small town girl on it. I have a cute little boutique. I'm going to put my banner on there. So if you guys want to ever shop over there, you guys can. 20% off if you just use the code all capitalized YouTube20. So I don't have merch yet. I don't know if I may do merch eventually, but I do have a boutique that I own. So, you know, and I will actually, you know what, I'll show you guys my boutique really quick. I always forget to pull it up. I'm like, why don't you just pull up the website and show them? And it's Poppy and Ari is my boutique name. It's a cute little store. It's online right now. So, got these little cute little outfits. Let's see if I can pull something up. Just got these little shackets in. I do have pay in 4. So you can always, you know, pay in 4s. I do. I love shopping. I'm like addicted to it. I used to be really bad, but actually I've been pretty good lately. Let me get you the, let me type in my URL or my URL for that. Does anybody have any Friday plans? Anything exciting? You ordered a purple one? Oh, good. Everyone should put like in the notes, be like, Tanya or TitaniumBuilt sent us. I am pretty good at selling some stuff. I used to be anyway. But no, the proceeds go to them. And like, I've really been wanting something for all 4 of them, like a bracelet or something to wear, just, you know, just to have it. So I thought that was really cool that they're doing that. And then I just put my URL to my store in the comments below. And then if you use YouTube 20 for 20% off, I'll put that in here. So if anyone watches on replay, they'll know what I'm talking about. But yep, so that's what I got for you guys for today. So you need to shop, but you hate shopping. I'm kind of getting like I hate shopping. I don't like to try stuff on. So if it's not in my store, I'm probably not going to wear it. But normally I wear like Ohio t-shirts, which is like, I'm usually in relaxed kind of clothes when I'm online. And I always get my t-shirts at a certain store. I used to like be their manager at a boutique, and it's called Where I'm From. And so I usually wear like a lot of Ohio shirts, but I do have both of those jackets. I own those. The sweater I didn't get for myself, but I want it. It's to die for. I only got 4 of them though. I got 1 small, 1 medium, 1 large, or 1 extra large, 1 2X or something. And they run 2 sizes big. So that sweater in the middle, if you are a small, you're going to be rocking it. Like it's going to be oversized. If you're a medium size, go down to a small, definitely. And I have candles. Yeah. So I have candles. I got these little like throw pillows back here. These little guys. They're like little pillows for the floor, or wherever you want to put them. Yes, I know, indie girl. My brother told me that. Okay, this was like 4 years ago. I've been in retail for 20 years. I've been in retail as long as I can remember, and my brother did that one night. Because he couldn't tell if it was his jeans or his son's or something like along those lines. I don't know. And he was like putting around his neck, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, if you put the jeans around your neck, if they fit around your neck, they will fit your waist. And it's true. I'm like, crazy. Oh, I'm a neutrals girl. Yeah, I am. I need to get more bright stuff, but I'm a neutrals. I used to get made fun of all the time. I used to work in a boutique store. We didn't have a planogram, so we could do whatever we wanted with our store. And I loved that concept about it. But everything was always in my store. And I was a curvy store. It was always browns or neutrals. And they're like, girl, come on, we wear black over here. We like black and stuff like that. And I'm like, but you know, so it was always so funny with them. I do miss being in the store. Yeah, try it, Brett. Try the Gene Hack. It's crazy. It does work. And actually today I'm going to do a review. So since it's mostly girls, have you guys heard of the big scandal with the mascara and the TikTok? Michaela, the girl that does all the makeup on TikTok. So your girl went and bought the mascara. Let me grab it. So basically the internet is over, like the internet, no more true crime for now. So if you guys don't want to listen to me talk about mascara, you don't have to listen. But this mascara is all the rage right now. Literally 44 million people have seen this girl's TikTok. So this girl, Michaela, I believe her name is, she is an influencer. She's going around. She's supposed to tell everybody, she's supposed to be promoting this product on TikTok. Well, she puts false lashes on after she applies it. She applies one layer. It looks good, really good. Then she's like, I'm going to do a second layer. She puts the second layer on. Well, you can tell, and when she puts the camera back on her, that it's falsies, like on the side of her eye. Oh, take care, Kay. Bye. So, like, the internet went into an uproar about this mascara because it's a lot of laws that she actually broke. Like, when she promoted the product, she didn't put the name in right. It's just a lot of like misinformation. And as a shopper, you look at those influencers. You don't watch commercials now for your stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like for your makeup, for your skincare, for your whatever. Normally you're on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. So when she did that, she was like falsely doing us dirty. So this thing's expensive. I've never spent this much. I buy like Clinique normally, but I don't really buy it. My boyfriend always buys it for me. So I went over and I bought this for $20 at Target yesterday, and I'm going to try it tonight. And we're going to see if this is real, if this is really good, or if this is not good. So I'm going to do a review on it because I like to do reviews here and there just to do something different. So when I'm going to take all my makeup off, all of it, and I'm going to put this on tonight. And we're going to see if it works good because I had like the worst time with mascara. Especially I have a prosthetic eye. For anybody that doesn't know, I do have one that's fake. Oh, so it's I forgot to tell you what it's called. It's the telescopic lift, and it's from L'Oreal. Here, I'll put it up here too so you can see it. They were almost sold out when I went. So when I went the other day, they were sold out, and then I went again, and they had like a thing of it. But so it's supposed to be like the best. And so a lot of the, top dogs came out. Was named Jeffree Star. I think his name is like, they all came out, all the big guys. And they tried it and they really they said they liked it. So I'm going to give it a try because I'm like, now I'm like, okay, I need to know. But if you guys ever want to watch my reviews, I have some old reviews on there. I haven't done a review video in so long. Since before I edited my videos. So they're probably really cute to watch. Maybelline Sky High is really good. Oh, I didn't know. See, because I use Clinique right now, but it was just one of those, like, I got like 3 of those sample bottles, and I was like, oh, let me try this, because I really liked Estee Lauder back in the day, but after my grandma passed away, I stopped using Estee Lauder because she stopped sending it to me, so then I would just use, I was using like a liquid mascara, and I loved it. I'll have to grab it and give you guys the name of it. I loved it. It was called like Beauty for Real, or something like that. It's like a liquid mascara to die for, because with having a prosthetic eye and my eyelashes, these on this side, they're a different texture now. I don't know how to explain it. They're like thicker. There's more of them. I don't know. It's just weird. And then I just had surgery. So when they put my eyelashes, they closed my eye. They made my eyelashes go funky. It's been a crazy couple of months. They're trying to get my eyebrow or my eyelashes like back to normal. So that's just, the nature of the beast of having a prosthetic eye. But I'm excited to use this because it looks like the wand is real small and like you can get into the crevices really good. And it's harder, when you have one eye to apply the mascara too. So it's fun though. Does it last when crying? Some of the victims' families, or do you end up looking like Alice Cooper from Kiss? I will let you know. I'll try to cry. But yeah, thank you. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. I'm trying. I'm really trying. I got like all the skincare in the world from Clinique in my bathroom because I'm getting older, guys. I'm getting scared. I'm getting nervous. I don't like it. Oh my gosh. I woke up last night. I'll tell you this story. Okay. So I have you have nerves in your legs, obviously. I have something going on with my legs where at night I'll wake up and, we usually have to go to the bathroom if you wake up in the middle of the night. I got out of bed last night and my legs stopped working. Like my thighs, like my inner thighs, they were just like stuck. Like I couldn't walk. And thank God Vincent woke up right away and grabbed me and was able to hold me. But I was like, oh my Lord. I was like, is this from the metal? So don't get metal put in your legs, guys. That's no fun. Knowing you look like Ozzy Osbourne. Oh my gosh. I miss him. Where has Ozzy been? I can't believe he's still around. The surviving victims, they got matching tattoos. They did. Yeah, I think that's what the angel wings are. Yeah, yep, along with the arms. Yeah. You have an Avon salon store? Oh, you should put your Avon store on here. I don't care. I know a lot of people that love Avon. I know that what is that stuff that's the Skin So Soft is good for like isn't it good for like fleas or something random? It's good for something like with your animals, I thought. Neuropathy, I don't know. It's something, Teresa, it's bad. It's like I was scared to death. Like I don't scare easily, but I was like I couldn't walk. I was like, what's going on with my legs? Like I was trying to pick them up and get them going. And then I woke up this morning and I was fine. And I was like, what's going on? He's still around. He's a legend. He is. I can't believe it. Maybe that bat, the bat he ate, the bat head back in the day. Maybe that was the fountain of youth for him. I guess I could have shown you something else on my store, but I do have some candles and stuff too. Let me see if I can. What's this? I never shop in my own store, so let's go to shop. Oh yeah. Someone got some soap the other day. I hope you got it and I hope you enjoy it. And don't forget to put it in one of these little exfoliating bags I got. And then I got candles and, all the goods. I like these little vases. These are about to be in my house if somebody doesn't buy these. They're about to be taken out. They're still in the box that they came shipped in. I haven't even touched them other than to look at them. Oh, your online site can only ship to UK. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. And the mosquitoes, yeah, that's what it is. Pink butterfly. I knew there was something. Sleep paralysis. Oh, I don't know. It maybe, yeah. That's why I'm coming to you guys. Oh, I love plaid. I have two of these actually. I have this one that's I think it's small in men's, and then I have a large that's Vincent's that I stole from him. I steal his shirts all the time. He buys shirts for like events, or we'll go, for Christmas or whatever, and I let him pick plaid if he likes to because I get to wear it afterwards. I'm like, yeah, sure, pick plaid. But I am going to jump off here, grab some food. Plus, the maintenance guy is supposed to come to the apartment today to change our air filter, which we already changed it last night, so he doesn't need to be here. Because the air filters they have, are just not very good quality. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I'm trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of this weekend. So I'll share it with you. I've got 5,955. So we're so close. I think we can do it. Oh, you make wreaths and home decor? But you don't know how to go about selling it. You can always do marketplace too. Like a marketplace or whatever, something like that. But marketplace just gets kind of hard. But you could do like a Shopify kind of shop, a little online shop. But I am going to jump off of here and grab some food. Like I said, maintenance is coming. So I got to make sure the dogs are cool because the dogs don't like other people. They don't like anybody but themselves. So I will see you guys tonight. So don't forget, and I will make the post and everything so you guys will know that I will be live this evening. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.